Welcome to Ron's World of Wheels. Today I'll be discussing two topics. One, how to use hill descent control, and the other on how to drive an automatic car down the hills. Let's see how. Well, we have heard about using engine brake in manual transmission, but is it possible to use the engine brake on automatic transmission? Some say you can and others dispute it. But let's check out whether it can be used. Today I'll be showing you all two functions. One on how to use an engine brake on the automatic transmission and how to use the hill descent control or HDC. I'll be going down this Ghat section, which is around 12 kilometers from Lakkadi in Wayanad district to Adivaram in Kozhikode district, and it is located on the Western Ghats. And I will be using both the engine brake on the automatic transmission and the hill descent control. Let's check out on how to use the engine brake in an automatic variant. I'm now going down the slope using the automatic drive mode without the brake and accelerator, and you can see the speed is at 30 km per hour and the RPM is around 900 RPM. But you can actually feel that the vehicle speed is slightly on the higher side. We know in manual transmission the engine brake works when the leg is taken off the accelerator, where the throttle is cut off and the air intake is stopped to the engine, and a vacuum is created inside the engine and a resistance is caused, thereby reducing the speed of the vehicle. The same principle also applies in the automatic also. When you take off your leg from the accelerator pedal, the throttle is cut off and the air intake is reduced and a vacuum is also created. But unlike the manual transmission where you have gears to lower the gears, in the automatic you have only the following gears: the park, reverse, neutral and the drive. But in older automatic cars there used to be a lower gear, so that could be used in case if you are going down the slope. But here what we can do is we can go into the lower gears by shifting it to the manual mode. So let's check out how. So I go to D, I go to the drive, and then I shift to the manual.
Drive mode activated.
So once I shift to the manual, in the Harrier the sport manual gets activated and it's on the first gear. So let's release the handbrakes and just attempt to go down the slope. So I've released the handbrake and I've shifted to manual. It's in first gear. The RPM right now is close to around 800 and I'll just be going forward. So, and I slightly give the accelerator and raise it to around 2000 RPM and I just slowly shift the gear to second. Yeah, now it's on the second gear and I'm taking my leg off the accelerator pedal and I'm trying to go down the guards using the engine brake. So yes, you can see the vehicle speed is reduced, the RPM is around 900 and the speed close to 30. So I'm descending the slope using the manual mode in an automatic transmission without my leg on the brake pedal. By going on the lower gear, it reduces the speed and gives you control. When you are going on the lower gear, it drags the vehicle. So the speed is reduced, speed is lesser than 30 km per hour and the RPM is around 900. The same RPM which was on the drive mode as well. So technically it's, I would say, both going on the drive mode and the manual mode of the same effect. Now let's see how the hill descent control works in a vehicle. Well, I've engaged the hill descent control on, or the HDC, and I've set the speed at around 30 km per hour. Yeah, and now it's at 28 km per hour, and I've taken off my leg accelerator pedal. So when the HDC or hill descent control is on, you need to stay between 8 km per hour and 35 km per hour. So once it exceeds 40 km per hour, it goes into a standby mode. Now I'm descending this steep slope. So if you need, you can increase the speed, cruise control. So I'm slowly increasing it to around 30 km per hour, and I've taken off my foot from the accelerator pedal, and the brake pedal is also free, and I'm slowly maneuvering this turn. Once the speed exceeds 40 km per hour, then the HDC or the hill descent control goes into standby mode, and you can see the hill descent control is activated, and now it's exceeded 40, it's gone into standby mode. And when it crosses 60 km per hour, the hill descent control gets disengaged. Yes, now it's disengaged. What I've noticed while driving down the hills, and especially by using the engine brake on the automatic variant, is I tried two modes. One, I tried being on the automatic drive mode itself, and I shifted to the manual also, and to remain on the lower gears. While I shifted to the manual to remain on the lower gears so as to get the effect of the engine brake, what I've noticed is you get good control when the lower gear is at the first gear. So when you shift from the drive to the manual, you remain on the first gear. There is good control as it should be in any case in all vehicles. But when you upshift to the second gear in the manual mode in an automatic transmission, and when you drive in the normal automatic transmission to drive mode, the difference is minimal. So in effect, it depends on how you control the speed of the vehicle and reduce the usage of brake while descending the guards or going down the slope. And because in automatic transmissions there is a excess usage of the brake pedal, which ultimately causes excessive wear and tear of the brake components. I hope you all would have liked watching my video. Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel to watch new videos. Thank you.